Criminals are now taking advantage of the COVID-19 pandemic to rob businesses. An armed gang robbed a Checkers supermarket in Scottsville. In KZN, the men, dressed as health department officials, claimed they needed to inspect the premises. On entering the office, they drew firearms and made off with an undisclosed amount of money. For more on this, we're joined from Durban by SAP's spokesperson, Jay Naika. Very good morning to you. Tell us more about what happened and who you think is behind it.
Yes, Jane, in the early hours of the morning, 4 men entered a store in one of the shopping malls at Scottsville. They then requested to speak to the manager. A member of staff took them to the store manager, who was at the cash office at that time. The safe was also open at that time because the manager was so busy at that stage with his duties. So this also points to some sort of inside information in terms of their timing. Both the manager and employee were forced to lie on the floor whilst the suspects emptied the cash. They then fled through the main entrance in a vehicle which is being sought by police at this stage.
And the worrying thing I gather from the feedback about this is that staff there just thought that they were any sort of health officials doing what they should be doing and checking up on social distancing.
Yes, absolutely. We're appealing to businesses and even homeowners to take extra precautions. Criminals will adapt to the circumstances, prevailing circumstances. We also have, instances where they're entering premises posing as police officers, as municipal workers, and they always ensure that they're dressed appropriately not to arouse suspicion. So we're asking people to take extra precautions, to ask for identification, and look for anything that is out of the ordinary before allowing someone into your premises.
Okay, so you say you've got to be careful, obviously, but what should they look for in that sort of identification? And if they are suspicious of this, what can they do to take it one step further? Because often in these sort of situations, you're rather bamboozled by official-looking people.
Yeah, I think especially in the circumstances, I think more questions should have been asked, by the security officials that were in that premises. People should not have been allowed in. It seems from what the reports we're getting is that people look at them, they look very official, and they just get in without asking questions, without asking for identification, and that type of thing.
Jay, have you seen an increase in crimes, not only of this nature, but across the board under the lockdown?
Well, at this stage, I can't really comment on that. We're dealing with crimes and they're okay. The modus operandi that's currently we're seeing now, obviously that's going to occur more often because people are expected to wear PPEs when they're outside, especially your masks and your gloves. So criminals will also be dressed up in such a manner. So we're just appealing, as I said, once again, to people to be extra vigilant.
Okay, Jay Naika, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jane.